The Jedi Code says, "There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the Force." The Jedi were not to have feelings of anger or hate towards any life form. Emotional detachment from all people and physical items were essential to the Jedi training. This was to avoid all forms of jealousy, greed, and fear of loss, all which are paths to the dark side according to the Jedi. The Jedi were to rely on their serenity and instinct and be mindful of their emotions. They can love and care for others, but they are not allowed to get attached. From their view, the Sith is the opposite of this, being attached to all things and giving in to all emotions. The question is, was this code effective and what sort of good did the Jedi actually bring to the galaxy? As a disclaimer, this is not a video that the dark side of the Force is secretly the good guys, or that the light side is comparable to the dark side. It is simply just a video about the corruption of the Jedi Order, and that the Jedi may not be exactly what they want us to believe they are. In order to illustrate this, let's dive into the prequels and try to unmask the Jedi Order. When it comes to knowledge over ignorance as stated in the code, the Jedi don't fare very well. The Jedi are completely blinded by their arrogance throughout the whole prequel trilogy. They simply can't accept anything as true that they themselves don't already know.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
Impossible. The Sith have been extinct for a millennium.
I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing.
According to my information, it should appear in this quadrant here, just south of the Rishi Maze.
If an item does not appear in our records, it does not exist.
When the Council first speaks to Anakin as a child, he says he doesn't feel fear except for the fear of losing his mother. A very natural emotion for any child to feel. But the Jedi can't have any of this. Simply being afraid to lose a loved one is everything that will lead someone to the dark side.
Your thoughts dwell on your mother.
I miss her.
Afraid to lose her, I think.
What does that got to do with anything?
Everything. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Connecting the fear a child has of losing his mother to something that could lead you to the dark side seems like a good way to just emotionally confuse a child. This would lead them to detach themselves emotionally from family members, but this is what the Jedi want, I suppose. Family is to be replaced by loyalty to the Jedi Order. Of course, this scene foreshadows to when Anakin would eventually turn to the dark side over the fear of losing Padme, but I would argue that the Jedi's rigid rules pushed him over the edge. The Jedi insist that any attachment to a loved one or to a family member leads to a path of darkness, to the point that you shouldn't even feel sad when a loved one dies.
Careful you must be when sensing the future, Anakin. The fear of loss is a path to the dark side.
I won't let these visions come true, Master Yoda.
Death is a natural part of life. Rejoice for those around you who transform into the Force. Mourn them, do not. Miss them, do not. Attachment leads to jealousy. The shadow of greed, that is.
What must I do, Master Yoda?
Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
This is a very black and white way of viewing the world. People lose loved ones all the time and fear losing loved ones, but don't become evil over it. Fearing for others is not an unhealthy kind of fear, but the Jedi seem to have absolutely zero tolerance for any type of fear.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
This type of logic is setting up anyone who feels this fear to not have a place in the Jedi Order. They have to either close off their feelings or be pushed to the dark side of the Force. This is the internal struggle that we see Anakin going through in the prequel movies. Furthermore, to twist the knife in even more, what does Yoda do when Jedis die en masse? He ignores his rule about not feeling pain when people pass. Do as I say and not as I do, coming straight from the teachings of the wisest Jedi. Moving on to another topic, the Jedi claim to be keepers of the peace, but don't hesitate to use an army not commissioned by the Senate to invade a planet and thus spark a war.
We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
The Jedi attack Count Dooku and his allies in order to free Padme, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. In doing so, they took the first strike in the war. Yes, Sidious was working both sides and manipulating both Dooku and the Senate. However, the Jedi fell for this and did not hesitate to start a war, and they immediately declared themselves as leaders of the clone army. At no point do they go through the Democratic Senate during this process. In Episode 2, Count Dooku suggests that a Sith Lord is taking control of the Senate. The Jedi at this point have not sensed this in the Force and believe Count Dooku is simply trying to deceive them. However, they still plot behind the scenes to spy on the leaders of the Senate.
Do you believe what Count Dooku said about Sidious controlling the Senate? It doesn't feel right.
Join the dark side, Dooku has. Lies, deceit, creating mistrust are his ways now.
Nevertheless, I feel we should keep a closer eye on the Senate.
I agree.
Anakin, I am on your side. I didn't want to put you in this situation.
What situation?
The Council wants you to report on all the Chancellor's dealings. They want to know what he's up to.
They want me to spy on the Chancellor? That's treason.
We are at war, Anakin.
Why didn't the Council give me this assignment when we were in session?
This assignment is not to be on record.
This of course adds to Anakin's inner struggle. He is trying to be a good Jedi, but he can't mourn for his loved ones. And now he has to be a spy. All of this in the name of the Jedi Order. The Jedi are not elected, but over and over again they insert their power over the Senate. They declared themselves leaders of the Galactic Army, and furthermore they had inserted themselves into galactic trade as seen in Episode 1.
These Federation types are cowards. The negotiations will be short.
What? What did you say?
The ambassadors are Jedi Knights, I believe.
The Jedi continually overstretch their power into areas that they really shouldn't. And furthermore, they simply ignore the Senate and don't really care to take any type of request from them. As seen in this scene where the Chancellor specifically requests that Anakin goes on a mission.
The Chancellor has requested that I lead the campaign.
The Council will make up its own mind who is to go, not the Chancellor.
A master is needed with more experience.
I concur. Master Kenobi should go.
Furthermore, before the war is even over, they already start moving things into place to grab power from the Chancellor. They aren't even sure if the Chancellor is evil at this point, but they already start planning on taking control of the Senate. Even though the Chancellor is secretly a Sith Lord, they don't know this, and this doesn't forgive their power grab.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. The dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor.
If he does not give up his emergency powers after the destruction of Grievous, then he should be removed from office.
The Jedi Council would have to take control of the Senate in order to secure a peaceful transition.
When Mace Windu finally finds out that the Chancellor is a Sith, his first thought is to simply protect the Jedi and nothing else.
And our worst fears have been realized. We must move quickly if the Jedi Order is to survive.
He then decides to arrest the Chancellor on the authority of the Senate when they don't even know this is going on.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
To make things even worse, he decides to execute the Chancellor on scene.
It's not the Jedi way. He must live!
Please don't.
I need him!
Please don't. No!
This is a vast extension of what the Jedi Authority should be. No wonder Palpatine was able to use this to make it look like the Jedi were trying to take over. They set themselves up for the Senate turning against them. In this last clip that I play, I want you to ask yourself on whether or not Darth Sidious is lying about the Jedi or simply using the truth to his advantage.
Remember back to your early teachings. All who gain power are afraid to lose it, even the Jedi.
The Jedi use their power for good.
Good is a point of view, Anakin. The Sith and the Jedi are similar in almost every way, including their quest for greater power.
The Sith rely on their passion for their strength. They think inwards, only about themselves.
And the Jedi don't.
The Jedi are selfless. They only care about others.
The Jedi want you to believe that they are the force of good, and Palpatine wants you to believe that good is merely just a point of view. Perhaps the truth is somewhere in the middle between these two opposing forces, but I will leave that up to you to decide. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.